Today, more Australians than ever are being diagnosed and prescribed medication for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, otherwise known more commonly as ADHD.
Some of you are living with dyslexia.
Millions of Americans are dealing with
Now, it affects 1 in 20 Australian kids and up to 3% of adults.
How much do we actually know as a society about dyslexia? And that is on dyslexia.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Engku, Aisyah, NADHIRAH binti Engku, ABDULLAH, TOHAFAH.
My name is SHAHRIZATUL, MAISARA binti AZIM.
My name is NURUL binti.
Research show that 8 to 10% of American children under 18 years old have some type of learning disability. Learning disabilities are disorders that affect the ability to understand or use spoken or written language, do mathematical calculation, coordinate movement or direct attention. Although learning disabilities occur in very young children, the disorders are usually not recognized until the child reach school age. So, what are some types of learning disabilities?
Dyslexia is a learning disorder that involves difficulty reading due to problems identifying speech sound and learning how they relate to letters and words. Also called a reading disability, dyslexia is a result of individual differences in areas of the brain that process language. So what causes dyslexia? It's linked to genes, which is why the condition often runs in families. You are more likely to have dyslexia if your parents, siblings, or other family members have. Moving on to the symptom of dyslexia. So sign of dyslexia can be difficult to recognize before your child enters school, but some early clues may indicate a problem. Once your child reaches school age, your child's teacher may be the first to notice a problem. Severity varies, but the condition often becomes apparent as a child starts learning to read. There are 3 stages of dyslexia. The first one is before school. Signs that a young child may be at risk of dyslexia include late talking, learning new words slowly, and difficulty learning nursery rhymes or playing rhyming game. The second one is school age, where once your child is in school, dyslexia symptoms may become more apparent, including the first one, problems processing and understanding what is heard, and the second one, difficulty spelling and spending an unusual long times completing tasks that involve reading. And the last stages, teens and adults. Dyslexia signs in teens and adults are a lot like those in children. Some common dyslexia symptoms in teens and adults include difficulty summarizing a story, trouble learning a foreign language, and difficulty doing math word problems. Next, how to cope with dyslexia from parents and teachers' perspective. So what parents can do is, parents play a key role in helping your child succeed. You can take this step. The first one, address the problem early. If you suspect that your child has dyslexia, talk to your child health and care provider. Early intervention can improve success. And the second one, work with your child's school. Talk to the teachers about how the school will help your child succeed. You are your child's best advocate. From teacher perspective, teacher can provide lesson recordings. If a recording is provided, then the student can listen to an explanation as many times as they need to. Additionally, it is much easier with a recording as they can pause the information to write and therefore do not miss any further teaching.
ADHD is one of the most common neurodevelopmental disorders of childhood. It is usually first diagnosed in childhood and often lasts into adulthood. Children with ADHD may have trouble paying attention, controlling impulsive behavior, which is may act without thinking about what the result will be, or be overly active. So, how can we detect did someone have that ADHD? The first one is they usually hyperactive and impulsiveness, and also they being unable to sit still, especially in calm or quiet surroundings, and they also being unable to concentrate on their tasks. And the last one is excessive physical movement. Approximately 9% of children in the United States between the age of 13 and 18 have ADHD. According to National Institute of Mental Health, NIMH, it is 4 times more likely to be diagnosed in boys than in girls. So, how do parents cope with ADHD? Help the kids understand that having ADHD is not their fault, and that they can learn ways to improve the problems it causes. Spend special time together every day. Make time to talk and enjoy relaxing. fun activities with your child. Even if it's just for a few minutes, give your child full of attention. Kids and teens with ADHD have a unique needs in the classroom. Here are some strategies that parents and teachers of students with ADHD can use to help them success at school. Keep expectations consistent. Classroom rules should be clear and concise. Rules and expectations for the class should be regularly reviewed and updated when necessary. Rules should be posted in the classroom where they can be easily read. It's often useful to have a child repeat back rules, expectations, or other instructions to ensure that they understood. The second is a limit distraction. Students with ADHD are susceptible to distractions, so it can be beneficial to sit them away from source of classroom disruption such as doors, window, and pencil sharpeners or something else. Third one is give them a break. Kids with ADHD tend to struggle with sitting still for a long period of time, so giving them frequent opportunities to get up and move around can be a big help for them. That's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, learning disabilities can be lifelong condition. In some people, several overlapping learning disabilities may be apparent, but other people may have a single, isolated learning problem that has a little impact on their life. For any parents or teachers, the greatest concern will be your child's well-being and their future. As a parent, you can help your child by encouraging their strengths and getting the right support to help them overcome the things they find it difficult. Every child is an individual with their own needs, but with the right support, children with a learning disability can lead a fulfilling life in the way they choose. So my advice is that it is better to be late than never. If we do not detect learning disabilities early on, they might become a lifelong issue.